Any minute now.
Bar service will be suspended in bars, tap rooms, nightclubs, and restaurants. The city says this change is needed because the city has a spread rate of COVID-19 that exceeds the state average. Our Jennifer Merrily was at City Hall.
Fuck you! It's called a turn signal!
Hello, Don, it's me again. And my stand-up way of life. Freedom to laugh is one of our most valued possessions. Seems my jokes are oh so 2020. All I care about is bringing something funny. Speak of comedy meeting destruction. Nice joke, tell it to an audience. Observational, classic hack or corny jade. Blue or unblue, oh what to do. The pressure of hot takes. I've got to finish strong. Oh, just one more big laugh to get. Second guessing myself, and I'm dripping with flop sweat. Watch PUSUSU! We on TV.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up right here on dubsradio.com, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Boxcast. And like my good friend Ken Pichelle always says, we on TV! And yes, indeed we are, folks. This is the big show, the PUSUSU show. I'm your host, Don Sill. We are here on our first remote location episode, Benny. We're here at Belmont Lake Park because we thought it would be a great idea to come to this beautiful park during the summertime. And what happened?
I'm wearing a raincoat. I was expecting to be like, wearing just a shirt and, a t-shirt. Hey, I'm gonna get naked right here in front of everybody.
Wow, it's an exclusive. Here
I
it
hate
goes.
this weather. Here we go.
Wait. Maybe we can't get naked just yet.
All right.
Because we got Shari Polen here. Our big guest, our comedian guest of the day, who's going to be here on our very first remote show. We got Shari Polen, an up-and-coming comedian here on the Long Island Comedy Scene.
I love Shari.
We first saw Shari at the Keegan and Friends special.
I actually met Shari after doing an episode of our game show, Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up. Alfredo Gagoose met them. Alfredo Gagoose
nice.
Went outside, and Shari came over, and she said, I gotta have a picture with you.
Wow,
Alfredo
very
Gagoose.
cool. Well, without further ado, let's bring Shari in here. And she has also joined us.
Hi.
Because Shari came all the way out to Belmont Lake Park to be with us. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
This is pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's raining, but you're an avid runner.
Yes.
You love to run. You're in great shape, and it keeps you youthful looking. I have to say, I still think you look like you're like 25, 26 years old, and that's an amazing thing, and it's all because of running.
I guess good genes.
Well, your pants have nothing to do with it, but in any case, we want to still join you on the run because, like, Benny's wearing his exercise outfit today.
Yeah.
And he's repping his TKO Strong Foundation.
TKO Strong, baby.
Because TKO Strong, they can't do their normal fundraiser this year.
They do a big fundraiser in October around Halloween time. And they can't do it this year because of the social distancing, and it's like there's like 500 people or so go to this.
Yeah, so everybody, if you get a chance, because they can't, go to TKO Strong and help support. But right now we're getting ready to exercise.
Yeah.
Should we do stretches or anything like that?
I think it's best to do stretches, especially if you're not used to doing any form of exercise.
I will definitely need to do some stretches. Sometimes even the stretches exhaust me, I have to be honest. But how about you, Benny?
I'm going to be doing stretches with someone who could be my granddaughter. Are you kidding me?
So anyway, I went to the gynecologist last Tuesday, and he says to me, is your husband large, well endowed? And he's like, ew, no, that's my boyfriend? My husband's Jewish.
What have you been learning about yourself and about stand-up throughout your journey in comedy so far?
That there's definitely a edge to it, that you have to be really comfortable on stage, that, you know, it's harder than it looks. Creating a solid joke is actually really hard.
They say it takes about 5 to 6 years to really kind of find your own voice. You're in your first year. Where do you feel that you're at right now? As far as...
like totally a beginner. I feel like I'm still a guppy in like the guppy pool, which is totally fine. I'm totally fine with that, and I've met some really great people. And yeah, I mean, I think that if you really have a skill set and you want to do this and you put the time in, you can probably do it.
My mother-in-law actually invited my family over for dinner last night, and she said, you know, I know you pretend to be a vegan and all, so is there any meat that you'll allow to touch your lips? And my husband yelled, no.
And your material, you have a kind of a Sandra Bernhard vibe. You know who she is? Yeah.
I want to share things with you. I want to show you things. I want to show you my breasts, and yet I'm frightened. I don't know what it is.
And you have like that kind of a spirit and energy to you. You got a very sexual style on stage. Is that all a deliberate thing, or is that just who you are, that essence?
That's really just who I am. You know, I talk a lot about my husband. He's heard every single joke. Any crazy concept, I do a joke about standing outside dressed as a hooker. That's kind of a reality. That's not really much of a joke. So a lot of the things that I pull from my realities, I do say on stage.
And I think that's really cool. So you're telling me some of these stories were true.
Oh yeah.
So because I did see your stand-up, I thought it was hilarious. That's why we got you on the show now. But you do have a bit where you're standing on the corner for a couple of hours dressed up as a hooker. That's real.
Last Saturday, as a fantasy, I hung out at actually this street corner up here, dressed up as a hooker. Oh. You know, I was just curious, would anyone stop? So I waited there for 2 hours. 2 long hours.
I mean, I never did it for money, but, you know, I was just curious if anyone would stop. And
wow, that's quite an experiment. And I give you kudos for actually doing that. Now, you said one person did stop, but they asked for directions or something?
they asked, yeah, they drove away and the other person stopped, and, you know, they threw me a roll of quarters.
Shari, Polen, ladies and gents, stay tuned. We got more with Shari coming up after this stuff.
It started on Division and right inside of Gov's a stand-up comedy contest that you're certain to love. It's got Don as the host, the Gagutsa for roasts. In its first season, Mandy Jones won the most. Switched it up a bit due to the quarantine. Now it's got interviews, skits, songs, variety. I swear I'm gonna put it in a song that I write about PUSUSU on Saturday nights. We all know Benny is an Italian, but did you know that Don is an Englishman? Don't know why I'm singing about nationalities when I know that you just wanna laugh at that hilarious PUSUSU. PUSUSU.
Hey, how you doing? It's Monty Belligerent here. Keep hearing about all these people want to be unemployed. They want to get money out of unemployment. Let me tell you something. I worked my whole life since I was 16 years old. I used to work in the 5 and 10, and they used to pay me $1.50 an hour. $1.50. A few years later, I was working at a place, and they went out of business, and I had to collect unemployment. What are you gonna do? Back then, there was no computers. You didn't sit in your underwear and go, I need unemployment, and you press a button, and they give you a check that goes right to the bank. No, you had to go to the unemployment office. And you had to stand online, and the lady would go, what are you doing? How come you're not working? They made you feel like crap. I was unemployed, but I was very good. I made sure that I got there every week. You had to go to the unemployment office and sign your name. And they send you a check. And I was very good. In fact, they made me unemployee of the month because I was always unemployed on time. So nowadays, people out here trying to get all this money, they want to make more money than they were making when they were employed. You didn't do that. If I made $1.55 an hour on unemployment, I got 13 cents an hour. That's the way it was. It was like, you're unemployed, you don't get the same money. You get less money, and you sit home and you feel sorry for yourself, and you sit there like a moron, and you say, look at this, I can't get a job, I'm a loser, I'm a bum. That's why they use the term unemployed bum. Just telling you. Not the belligerent here.
Oh, there you are. Just keep laughing. That's all we can do.
And I'm a woman, and I've learned from other women that if you want something and you want change, sometimes you gotta march for it. So I've just been marching around my house lately, protesting. What do I want? A kitty cat. When do I want it? Meow.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our first guest has appeared on Last Comic Standing and Bring the Funny. She also hosts 2 weekly web shows, Mad Mondays and Friday Live at 5. She is an awesome comedian, and we are very happy to have her on the show with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, here she is, Kristin Key. Kristin, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. What a great intro. Thanks.
Yeah. No, you're awesome, and I'm digging what you're doing, and you're in LA right now. And
Yep.
What's it like in LA? You guys are still kind of locked down. Like, what phase are you guys in right now?
Oh, who knows? We're in a phase of impending doom. I leave the house like once every 3 weeks. That's why I like the intro. I was like, oh, it makes me sound like I'm doing stuff. Because no, we're most of us, everybody that I know, we're still at the safer at home phase, and so we go to the grocery store, and that's about it.
Yeah, the grocery store is like a night out on the town these days.
Oh man, it's like I feel so bad because like grocery shopping takes forever because like there's that one person at the register that has to talk to the cashier all day because they're so lonely. That is me. And I'm not like that usually. I'm like get in, get out. I don't talk to anybody. And since this pandemic's been going on so long, I know all their names. I'm like, hey Denise, how's it going? How's your cat? And like the people behind me are like, just go. I'm like, hang on. This is the only friend I have today.
No, that's true. It's true. I think even going out is such a chore now. So if I do have to go food shopping, it's like, oh man, I got to get the mask ready. I got to get, sanitizer. It's you go out there, then it's avoiding people. So it is good when you can connect with the cashier or whoever these days. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's like used to, I'd go to the store maybe 6 times a week, just like every time I thought of something. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go get an onion, and now I have to get it all, and I have to get it all in one trip. And then it's like Trader Joe's out here has a arrows to follow. And if you forget something in produce when you're in frozen, you got to start all over, man. And so it's like I end up getting like twice as much stuff as I went in for because they double lap me.
You got to keep going around in circles. That's great. But I think that the quarantine did have some positives. I mean, like you have these 2 shows, the Mad Mondays.
Adjective ending in EST.
Stingiest.
A noun.
Trust fund.
Body part.
Kneecap.
An exclamation.
Yowza.
And the Friday Live at 5.
Well, it's Friday Live at 5. You know it's Friday Live at 5.
Were those conceived out of this, or did you already have those? Yeah.
No. I wasn't doing much online. Like I was always traveling, and I was used that as an excuse. It's like, oh, I'll post something maybe from wherever my gigs are. But when I was home, I was just like non-existent online. And then I was on the Grand Princess cruise ship.
Meanwhile, the Grand Princess cruise ship is floating off the coast of California in San Francisco Bay. Nobody's allowed to leave the boat for now. The ship carried a passenger on an earlier cruise from San Francisco to Mexico who later died from coronavirus.
That got stuck off the coast of San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my quarantine started a month before everybody else's started. And I have something to offer. This right here, street value in America right now has to be worth like $8,000. Yeah, I will give it to you. I will give it to anybody who brings a fully cooked lasagna to
Travis Air Force Base. Just put my name on it. Say it's for Kristin.
And so I was kind of getting a glimpse of what life was going to be like, because I ended up on a military base for 14 days.
Yeah, they didn't let you guys out right away, right? You were on that ship. No. You were on that. That's crazy. I did not know that.
There's a line where the sky meets the sea and it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes.
So
yeah, I've been quarantining since way before it was cool.
Yeah, so I remember hearing stories about these poor people that were stranded on this cruise line for like, what was it, like weeks?
It was it was still terrible because there was no plan. And like we were the ship that was out there, like we were just floating in circles outside of San Francisco when Trump came on it, and we were getting all our news from the mainstream media because no one's telling our captain anything. And he would come on every day and go like, as soon as I have more information, I promise I'll tell you. And we're like, damn it.
Wow.
And we're watching the news, and so Trump comes on, talks about our ship. We're like, all right, this is going to be good. And he was like, if it were up to me, I'd just leave him out there. And we're all like, oh my God, we're going to die.
I'd rather have them stay on, personally. But I fully understand if they want to take them off. I gave them the authority to make the decision.
We're going to die at sea. So
it must have been like a little bit claustrophobic. I know those ships are huge, but it had to be a claustrophobic feeling knowing that you're kind of stranded out there. They don't want you back on land.
And you can't leave your room.
Oh, you couldn't leave your room.
That was what it was. Yeah. Our lockdown started in phases. Like at first it was like, because we're all coming back from Hawaii. There were some rough seas. Once the rough seas were over, we're like, oh, okay, smooth sailing all the way back to Ensenada. And then they came on and we're like, all right, we're going to have to skip Ensenada and port early because there might have been some coronavirus on last week, and one of the other passengers died. No biggie.
Wow.
Like, oh no, let's go get the buffet before they shut it down. And
yeah, and this is like right in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
So nobody really knew where, like, that we'd still be doing this in August. So like, in that, you must have been like, this is overreacting. Why are we still trapped in this boat?
Actually, I called my wife and said, start stocking up. Like, it started because I knew about the Grand Princess. And I'm like, if the Grand Princess was outside of Japan, I think. And then here we are, and it's like, I mean, I'm not a pandemic expert, but I have watched Outbreak. And like, I remember that scene where is it Patrick Dempsey's on the plane? He's like, I don't feel very good.
It's no problem. Now, I don't want no trouble with the law.
The next thing you know, an entire movie theater's dead. So I was like,
wow.
Maybe, get some toilet paper and like some beans and rice, or I don't know. And she did a real good job, like getting cookies and stuff we actually eat.
So this was like mid to late March?
I got out of the military base on March 21st, I think.
Wow.
Because I went in on the 10th. So maybe the 25th. Anyway, it was a 14-day total.
Wow. Well, now, so, and you're quarantined to your room, and I guess there's no roommates in there or anything. What other comedians were on the bill with you? Who else was on the ship?
Nobody. Like that was one of the, like, if it would have been a different cruise line, there would have been like we'll call the other comics, go hang out in the courtyard, whatever, yuck it up. Yeah. But this one was on Princess. There's one comedian, one magician, one dance troupe, and this trip for some, like, I usually make real good friends with the magician, but me and the magician just didn't click this week,
I'm not here for applause. I'm a little bit different than the other magicians you'll see tonight. In fact, I'm not planning on doing any magic at all.
And you don't think about that when you're just like a weekend, like, we're just not hitting it off, maybe next trip or whatever. But then when you're like, I'm going to be quarantined and I'm not going to go knock on his door.
Exactly. Yeah. So you had nobody really to bond with. So you're just kind of doing this on your own in that room.
Yeah.
That must have been a crazy, scary time.
That's when, like, the show started, like, I wrote a song about being in quarantine.
While the outside world is going crazy, now's your chance to be lazy. Eat a bag of chips and stay in your PJs.
And then I started doing more social media. Like, I did my first live post, I think, from quarantine. And that's when I decided, I was like, I'm going to try to do a weekly live thing which turned into Friday Live at 5, which now has kind of a format to it. You know, I start with the theme song, and then I always have the audience give me a challenge one week, and then I play the challenge the next week. And then now it's kind of evolved into where when people show up after the show started, I give them recaps of the show, which have nothing to do with the show has actually been.
Right.
Hey, Diana Gonzalez, you're not late. We're all just early, and you haven't missed much. We started the show by talking about whether or not the moon landing was a fake, and then we were all like, nah, we think they went to the moon. And then it got weird in here because people had some theories, but it turns out that I think we're all going to be friends anyway.
I think it's great what you do. I always love your comedy, your energy on stage. You have a very positive vibe, and you don't seem to get too political other than crocheting.
Crochet. It sounds old lady like, you know, so I want to rebrand it something cooler. So I looked up the word origin, and crochet is a French word that means to hook. So I'm a hooker.
So
no, crochet is, I came out as a crocheter, and I think my haircut is political enough for people. And so it's like, I think it's, people expect me to be political. And so during my act and on my shows, I don't really delve into it because I think it's apparent where I stand.
Yeah, you're a Trump supporter all the way, right?
I mean, MAGA! Yeah. Make it great again! I mean, my hair just like fell out the back. I was like, what? What are you doing? If I want to keep my hair, I got to quit saying that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like in a comedy club, I think a lot of times people go there to escape what that is online. And so, especially with my online shows, I know when I get up in the morning and I scroll through Facebook, I'm like, I got to put this down. Like, and anytime I do see somebody that's like lighthearted or just like a friendly or upbeat post, I'm like, oh, thank God. Like I needed that today because people are really mean. And I don't want to, showcase that.
It's tough out there, and people do get mean on all sides of the coin. And I think it's the temperature of the world between the pandemic, the riots, the election year, the murder hornets. I just think that everybody is uptight and it's crazy. and I think that, now more than ever, we need comedy. We need, to laugh and some levity on this.
I don't trust other couples that are like, oh, we never fight. I don't think me and Jim have ever been in a fight before. Those are the people you see on Dateline. Pushing each other off cruise ships.
Comedians like you are really doing a great job kind of bringing in that positivity and making us feel good, So I think, anybody tunes in to any of your stand-up or your Friday at 5 or your Monday Funnies, Monday Madness show, I think they'll get an idea and they'll get a good laugh out of their day for that. So,
hey, ho, ho, find a cow with hair and let's take it home. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm gonna get a cat. You take a Claritin. So bring me kitty cat, right, meow. Meow.
You do a lot of music, and I love a lot of the songs that you do. I know you did one about Baby Yoda. You did one about the brawny paper towel guy.
A bounty of booty had come and gone, but his housework had been more important. And when he was willing to let his heart spill, none of them had been super absorbent.
But you also did the long time coming song.
Yeah.
I think it's a great song, and it shows I think you did a terrific job with that.
Little woman, be quiet, sit pretty, be polite. Understated, uneducated, submissive, thanks, all right.
And I think it's also something that needs to be said, and the way you do it, it's not. I don't feel like it's force-fed political message, but it is a message, and I think for men to hear as well, especially in these times, to understand, men and women, but understand kind of how women feel. I think it does a really good job of giving your voice of what a lot of women must feel like sometimes, or what they're hearing from us.
Little woman can't work in a big man's world. You work like a man, but still get paid like a girl. Let the big boys talk, they're better with their words. Oh, little women better seen, but never heard.
You know, I never intended to write that, and I don't write serious songs very often. People, like, after shows, be like, oh, do you have any serious songs? I'm like, nope, I don't do it. And then I was on a cruise ship, the one I ended up getting stuck on, and there was a news story about Harvey Weinstein or something, and he was in poor health or something, and I sat down, I just started tinkering with the guitar, and I wrote that. It just kind of fell out of me, and then I didn't know what to do with it, and so I just sat on it for months. And then I think it's this quarantine is like a greenhouse, you know, things can either really grow in here or things just get hot and wither, you know? And so that was one of those that finally just on a day when I think there was a lot of politically charged Black Lives Matter stuff about using your voice. And that really resonated with me. I was like, you know what? This doesn't necessarily, it's not a Black Lives Matter song, but it's also not a Black Lives Matter song because it's about having this inner turmoil that needs to come out, and it needs to come out sometimes. And I think music is a great way sometimes to use that release valve. I sent it to my friend, my best friend in the whole wide world, Kelly. I was like, hey, I wrote this song. I don't know what to do with it. And she was like, you should post it, because if you don't, you're dumb. Like she was kind of, you know,
right
about it. And so I went ahead and just recorded it and put it up that day, and then let it be.
Woman's having trouble keeping quiet. Been a long time coming, little woman's gonna speak her mind.
The song itself was really well done, and the message, I think, is very strong. And as a father of 4 daughters and 1 son, I think it's a good message for all of them to kind of to understand. So I commend you for that as well.
Thanks.
And we're in a time, this past year especially, obviously it's been nuts, but I think for male comedians, it's been nuts. We got, you know, Chris D'Elia, Louis C.K., Brian Callen, T.J. Miller, you know, Jeff Ross. It goes on and on. What's going on with these male comedians?
They're getting found out. There's nothing new about it. And I mean, that's the kind of the, it's like yay, but it's also like, oh, okay, we all know somebody, and it's been happening for since I started in '99. I love that, like, I do love the Me Too movement because it got us all talking. And the female comics I've talked to, every single one of us have some story, some worse than others, but it's like they're all on the same level of, man, that's not okay. But when you're, you know, a female comic working in a traditionally men's business, or that's what people continually tell you over and over again, that when stuff happens, when you know, you're objectified or you're like blatantly, sexually harassed in the workplace over and over again, you're just like, that's just how it is here. And then I like that this is just Amy Schumer in her special it was, I think, the best line in the special when she was like, the Me Too movement's like all the younger generation just going, hey ladies, are you tired of being objectified? And all people at my age going, yeah. It's like, why didn't we think of this? We didn't know we could stand up for ourselves. But I love that she pointed that out, because it took a younger generation just going, hey, that's not okay. Are you guys, is that okay with you guys? We're like, no, but what can we do? And they're like, a lot. We're like, oh, okay. So that's what's been happening. It's like somebody gave us permission to stand up for ourselves.
Do you think the woke kind of cancel culture is good for comedy? Is it gonna or is it or bad for comedy? Does it matter?
I have 2 thoughts on this one, because I feel like comedy should have some air to grow as a comedian, because I know, like, I understand like if someone is racist, saying, hey, you're racist, you know, that comedy is racist. I don't know that I like and so now we're never going to listen to you again. It's like, where's the room for personal growth in this? Because like, I used to be racist. I grew up racist. I think I was unaware of it until I kind of got out of a racist bubble, but I needed I needed people to call me on it to find out. And I hope that now I'm not judged based on like things that I talked about 15 years ago, because I would never say those things now. And I understand now why they're wrong, but I did not at the time because I was ignorant and I was racist. So it's like,
no, I agree totally. I totally think that you can't always hold people accountable for what they did 20, 30 years ago today if they've evolved.
Right.
Like,
There's got to be room for evolvement, I think.
Right. Yeah. Like even Kevin Hart, he said some bad things a long time ago, but he's evolved since then. He's become a better human being since then. And I don't think you should be accountable for those things now if you already were accountable for them in a way.
Right. Or I mean, if you understand why they were wrong, or like if you're actively, you know, being a better person. Like, you know, there's a lot of things that, like, I mean, I was in the closet for a long time, so I was also homophobic, transphobic, and like all the things that now I'm like, oh man, those are terrible things. But I've got to look at the person that's being like homophobic, transphobic, and racist, and go, there's more to it. You know, there's got to be more to it than you're just a piece of, you know, like,
right.
You know, I think if we all looked at maybe causes and saw that, you know, racism, homophobia, transphobia are symptoms, and I don't know what the answer is, but I know that calling each other names all the time is making it worse.
You know, I agree with you 100%, and I do believe that people need to evolve and learn from, you know, and be called out, like you said. But also with your comedy, you were going like 14 years before you've addressed or got personal on stage.
Well, I love cats, I crochet, and I'm married to a woman. Who's ready to party?
Like, what were you afraid of for those 14 years of, or was it fear, or was it career driven?
Yeah, it was definite. I came out of the closet when I was 15, and it didn't go well, so I took it back. I was like, just kidding.
So like with your family, you took it back. You told Mom I was wrong.
I took it back, but yeah, with everybody, I went right back in the closet because I lost all my friends.
Oh wow!
Like my dad's a minister, and so like most of my friends were church friends and like church camp friends. So when I came out of the closet, they were all like, "That's not cool. You can't do that. Like you're going to hell, and we can't hang out with you." And I was like, "Uh-oh."
Wow. This is when you're 15 years old. Yeah.
I was like 15 to 19, dealing with all that was just too much for me. And so I went back in the closet. I started drinking really heavily for the next like 17 years. And that was where my comedy began, was in that, you know, I think like need for a voice. Even though I couldn't say anything that I wanted to say, at least I got to say something, and at least I could get to vent some of this frustration on stage. My comedy started a little bit angrier, darker, a lot self-deprecating, and I remember other comics being like, "Oh, about 10 years in, you'll find your voice," you know. And I was like, "Oh, I can't wait till that happens." And it didn't happen 10 years in, you know. Just time just kept going by, but eventually, a comedy club owner and my manager at the time both encouraged me to talk about, you know, my story just for this fundraiser, just one time, and see how it goes. And it was like the most cathartic stand-up experience. I think it led to me getting sober later. And then I just started writing, and I hadn't written in years. You know? So it was really a profound experience for me.
That's awesome. That kind of opening up and comedy could free you. Ultimately, to get up on stage, face all of your fears, and face all the people, and I hope all those people that you grew up with are kind of biting their tongues right now, and they see how successful you've become as a stand-up, and you know, and are kind of saying, yeah, she's not going to hell.
Who knows? Who knows? What, you know, I don't even know what to think anymore. I'm happy. That's good. You know, I think that's what matters. I've got some peace in my life, and that's important.
And your happiness is contagious for sure. Whenever I watch your stuff, I just find myself smiling. I think your comedy is great. Your song parodies are great. And I just think you're awesome. More people need to know about Kristin Key. So now that brings us to our next thing here. I know Ellen DeGeneres is going through some stuff. all of a sudden, what's going on with 2020? The nicest person in the world is now.
I feel for her on this one too. I feel for her on this one because it's like there are bigger fish to fry than Ellen.
I'm just so sorry that it's come to this.
Like, I mean, I've heard stories for years of people like, oh, she's a monster, but it's like, who isn't? Like, I mean, David Letterman had his assistants sitting on his laps, and like he slept with most of them. She didn't sexually harass anybody. She didn't say the N-word like Paula Deen. She's just mean. You can't, like, don't cancel her for being mean.
Yeah, she's getting canceled for being mean. It's a shame. It's the end of an era. You know, Ellen, to me, is a groundbreaking comedian for many levels, for many different things she's done. But it is a shame, and it is this whole year is just crazy. But in honor of her, I wanted to do this Zoom theater with you, which we're going to do a scene from
Blue Boat. I'm warming up here.
Right. A scene from Finding Nemo. Here we go with Zoom theater, everybody.
I'm going to go when you say action.
All right, so here we go. Stand by. And action.
Wow, Dusty.
The mask. Where's the mask? No, the mask. Get it. Get the mask. Get the mask. Get it. Oh.
Woohoo! It just keeps going on, doesn't it? Echo! Echo! Hey, what you doing?
It's gone. I've lost the mask.
What'd you drop it?
You dropped it. That was my only chance of finding my son. Now it's gone.
Oh. Hey, Mr. Grumpy Gills. When life gets you down, you know what you gotta do?
I don't know what I gotta do.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim, swim!
And scene! Awesome! Kristin, you rocked
We're gonna get Oscars. We're gonna get so many Oscars.
That was great. That was probably the best one yet. Just don't tell the other comedians I said that. But it was definitely
because I don't want them to be like, he said the same thing to me. They probably got like The Godfather, and I got Nemo. But
that was awesome, and you did a fantastic job. I think you did it just as good, if not better, than the original version.
Never. That's one of my all-time favorite movies, by the way. I love that movie.
Excellent.
I thought she was fantastic in it. Yeah.
And I thought it was a great scene for us to do because I'm kind of old and burly like Marlon.
You got some Marlon-like qualities. We could definitely do the reenacted Finding Nemo. I think in a small black box theater somewhere.
We should. Let's make that happen. Let's make that for sure once this COVID clears up. But Kristin, you are amazing. I really enjoyed this conversation with you, man.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, been really cool. So tell everybody, I know you're going to be on nowherecomedy.com this Thursday night?
Thursday night. I believe it's at 7, but might want to check now. Go to nowherecomedy.com and get your tickets. It's the best of, because they do shows all the time. And so me and a few other comics are going to do, I think, 15, 20 minutes apiece. And also every Monday I put out a Mad Monday where I do a Mad Lib with a comedian. And every Friday, it's Friday Live at 5 Pacific Standard Time. And it is both are fun shows, so follow me on social media and yeah.
And KristinKey.com and all that good stuff. Kristin, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us. And an amazing job with Zoom Theater and everything else.
Thank you. Acting.
Yes, indeed.
Just taking my bow.
Thank you so much.
What's that I see on the TV? Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up is on the TV. Make sure you tune in and subscribe. Don and Benny, they're awesome.
Okay, so Benny, one of the exercises I do before a run or before a walk is I go to stretch my legs. And so what you're gonna do is, like, with the right leg, you're gonna catch it with the left hand. I'm gonna hold on to you just to show you. and you're basically stretching the entire leg.
All right.
Can you balance?
I know, it's been years.
Okay,
We'll
so
see.
do you think you could do it with the same hand? You could potentially do it this
All
way.
right, I'm gonna need to lean on it.
So hold me.
All right, okay. Oh, son
Oh
of
my
a-
God, you're doing
Oh!
it! You're
Oh!
doing it! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh, I'm pulling muscles here. Holy crap, it ain't going back. Holy shoot.
Oh my God, you might not be able to walk it. Okay. That was great. I think that might be a lot for you. Enough for you.
Fangul! All you had to do was say, do a fangul. And that's just, my mom was stretching like this for 70 years.
So then you're used to this.
Yeah, this is fangul.
Fangul!
Fangul, that's it, fangul.
Is that a type of pasta?
Next time you go to an Italian restaurant, say, I'd like a bowl of fangul, a parmesan.
I want a bowl of fangul parmesan.
How you feeling, Benny? Oh, my legs hurt. My heart's feeling good.
And I'm not a doctor. I have no idea how to save him if this goes south.
Once, hello, it's Dr. Fedora again. Once I had to fly all the way back here to New York. Once I didn't want to come back here. I had so many places to see. Once I had to come back here and have a conversation with Mr. Cuomo about everything that's going on. Mr. Cuomo, why are you closing down everything? Once really? Is that the reason why? You get your panties in a twist. Once listen, I'm telling you, things are getting better over here. Once I don't want to be coming back here again, Mr. Cuomo. Once I want to come back and I want to visit like great places. Once like Governor's Comedy Club. Once next time, catch me when I find places that are not run by hard asses. Once also, places that don't have as much corona. Thank you.
People of planet Earth, it's me, Greg Proops, from Whose Line Is It Anyway? How long have you had that? I'm here in command headquarters, and I have an order for you. Make sure you watch Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up on govsradio.com, Facebook Live, and follow them on YouTube. They're on TV. This has been an order from the Maximum Command module here, located somewhere on Earth.
Ciao, my friends. It's me, Alfredo Gaguzza. You know I love you. Today I give you 5 things to remember, never to forget. Isn't one a thing? You can't pick your family unless they're in a lineup. Is another thing. If a Lady Gaga married one of the Goo Goo Dolls, her name would be Lady Gaga Goo Goo. And here's another thing. If you eat a frozen pizza, you get an STD. That's a Sicilian torturous death. I'm not kidding you now. They never find your body. Here's another thing. If the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's a concussion. Here's another thing. If the shoe is under the other foot, maybe you wear some backwards. Stunad. Okay, that's all of the thing I got, and it's a 5 thing to remember, never to forget. Or maybe you'll not forget it to remember, to never forget. I'm Alfredo Gaguzza. I love you.
Everyone stares at me because I'm very different looking. People wonder what I am. You're staring at me, so right? You don't know what the mix is. People want to know. It's delicious. I know. It's awesome. I know. Listen up. I'll tell you what I am. I am half white and half Caucasian. Yes. My mother was a cracker. My dad a honky. True story. They met at a hoedown. Mom was the hoe. Dad held her down. And
All right, everybody. Our next comedian is a very funny guy from right here in New York. He has a new CD out called 50 Shades of Fatherhood. It's available now. And here he is, everybody. Tim Krompier. Tim, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys doing out there?
Doing great, man. You know, just living the dream. How's life been treating you?
Not great. I mean, I can't work.
Yeah, it's been rough, man.
I like how you introduced me as a comic. You should be introduce everybody as formerly as a comic.
Yeah, it has to be rough. It's been like what 4 months now, basically, of hiatus and spending that kind of quality time with the family.
You want to call it that, Don? You want to call it that? All right, Pollyanna?
Yeah, that quality time stuff kind of wore thin, I'd say, a couple weeks in. And,
I guarantee you one of my children will run through that white door behind me during this interview, even though I told them not to. I freaking guarantee it.
All right, we will. We will keep score and see how many times that happens. So this is going to be awesome.
Okay, I hope they don't. I threaten them with physical abuse because I'm at that stage where I'm.
So yeah, because now as a comedian whose normal lifestyle, you're traveling around a lot. Maybe you're home on the weekends. You know, what's it been like being there 24/7?
It's terrible. I mean, I have friends who are like, oh, I became a homeschool teacher.
Right, yeah.
Which is the only teaching where you don't want tenure. That's the only one. They offered it to me and I just gave them the finger. I was like, you know, I'll do it, but I want a pension and health insurance.
I know.
You know, I'm not explaining Common Core math for the rest of my life because I don't understand it, Don. I don't understand it. And you know what? I found out neither do the teachers.
That's not the way you're supposed to do it, Dad. They want us to do it this
I don't know that way. Why would they change math? Math is math.
okay,
Math
Dad.
is math.
There's nothing like new math for the new normal, but it's not normal and it's crazy. And listen, I've worked a little bit in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, but and I've done a few privates out here, and I'll do the Zoom shows, and that's fine. But I mean, I just don't know. You know, you don't know what's right and what's wrong. You don't know what is. You know, I mean, right now the governor just did something today to shut everything down as far as comedy goes in Long Island and New York, which is insane.
That was not, you were beyond. Don't call me, I'll call you.
I mean, you can't be outside and laugh from 6 feet away. I don't know. I mean, maybe they know something I don't know.
I am so sorry to my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want.
I mean, they basically shut down any events where there's a cover charge. There's outdoor. You can read it. I just read it.
Wow.
It's if there's a cover charge, if tickets are sold online. Basically, if I had a guitar and the audience was allowed in for free, then I could do a show.
If people do that, the infection rate will be fine. If we get undisciplined or sloppy, then you're going to see it go up.
This just keeps getting worse and worse. It's like 2 steps
Listen,
forward, steps
and
back.
I have no problem. If they want to shut stuff down, I said to somebody that if he wants to shut stuff down or they want to, that's fine. But you got to start sending us checks personally.
Right.
Like you
yeah.
can't. There's no the stimulus thing's not working for. I don't get enough. I mean, send me a check once a month saying sorry we're not allowed to work right now.
Hey y'all, stimulus came. Come on, you get your shoes on. Stimulus came. Come on, Uncle Trump came through. Come on, stimulus came. Put these over your faces. Put these over your faces. Put it over your face.
Is this it? Like, do you think we're going to get back to a normal place? We're going to get a vaccine and get back to
there'll be a vaccine in 2021.
Right after the election.
Right now, yeah. I mean, the question is who will survive, you know? I mean, I don't know what comics will survive. What comics will want to go back? I mean, at that point, you're not going back for the love of comedy. You're going back for the love you need to pay your bill. I mean, what's the credit card? I wonder what the credit card companies are doing, right? Because people are just, you're just accruing debt, and it's just, I don't, people are like, you're going to get a lot of material out of this. I hate when people say that. I'm not getting a lot of material out of this. I'm just getting more and more frustrated,
More and more frustrated, yeah.
It's I don't know. I mean, and then I hear people say, I don't want to take the vaccine. I'm like, shoot me with the vaccine right now. I'm about to take a flight to Russia. They're doing a vaccine. They're vaccinating the whole country right now. Shoot me up with the Putin special right in the neck. I don't care.
Yeah, and the Russian comedy clubs are booming right now too. Who knows?
And I said to myself, what a country.
But it is a crazy time, and I do feel bad, for everybody who's been struggling with this thing, and my gut just tells me though that right after the election, regardless of who wins, this thing's gonna go away all of a sudden. All of a sudden, they're gonna find the antidote, and we'll be
I
free.
said that. I think 2 days before actually you have to vote.
Right. Like whoever.
What's the I don't know even the date. Was it November 6th or whatever?
I think it's the 4th. I think it's November 4th.
November 4th. November 2nd, there's going to be a miracle. This just in.
My administration reached a historic agreement with Pfizer to produce and deliver 100 million doses of their vaccine immediately following its approval.
Which one do you think will have it? Will it be the Trump special or the Biden?
Oh, I think it's going to be the Trump special. I think it's going to come with like the silhouette of his hair on it, or just him beating the shit out of a coronavirus cell, just like that big thing, and him just beating the piss out of it.
And he'll personally administer it to like the first 1,000 American voters.
He'll put his name on it and sell it. There'll be a logo. Like, I care. Shoot, I don't care if they give it to me and I grow his hair. That's fine.
Makes no difference to me. I have a feeling it's going to be beautiful.
That'll be awesome. We all end up with Trump hair because
right. Everyone's gonna turn orange and have Trump hair, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear them. They're coming, by the way. I hear my kids.
Oh, here we go.
I hear one coming right now. In 3, 2, 1, enter Jack.
Hey! Right on cue.
Jack. I told you I was working up here and I didn't want to be interrupted, and I heard you yelling for me, and I made a bet with this guy that at one point one of you were going to interrupt this interview.
See that? So
say hi to Jack. He hasn't combed his hair.
Hey Jack, how are you? You did not disappoint. You did as predicted.
Jack this is his raised by the wolves look.
Yep.
Look at him.
There you go.
Very cute. Right. So what's the problem?
Oh, I think I broke my cheekbone.
You think you broke your cheekbone?
Yeah, it just like started snapping.
Let me see your cheekbone. Come over here.
Wait,
I'm gonna examine. That's not your cheekbone, honey. You got who hit you in the head?
Nobody. I just moved my head like this.
We are witnessing 50 Shades of Fatherhood right now.
That's right. So your head miraculously started to hurt?
Well, just like here.
Just right here. Let me kiss it.
Kind of.
Okay. Well, can I try
there
to?
You go.
Can I try to do something? You want to rub some dirt on it or something? Or I'm gonna tell you what my father told me. Are you ready? Walk it off. I love you. I'll be downstairs in a minute. All right. Close the door. There's one.
There you go.
Broken cheekbone. I just healed the broken cheekbone.
You just healed the broken cheekbone with the dad special, the kiss it all better, rub some dirt on it, and walk it off.
Walk it off.
There you go. That's great advice that we all have passed down to our sons and daughters.
Children.
Yes.
Suck it up. Be a man and rub some dirt in it.
Very good. And you got to be careful now with this TikTok stuff. Are you keeping your kids off the internet?
Experts are raising concerns that young kids using this popular app could be exposed to inappropriate content.
My one son has a TikTok, but he doesn't use it. But he only can do it with his friends. It can't be shared publicly, I guess.
That's good.
My wife's in charge of that. They're only allowed on their iPads for 2 hours a day, 1 hour in the morning and an hour at night.
Oh, there you go. Good.
Yeah, we're very strict.
Wow. Yeah, we got to get parenting advice from you more often because my kids just run amok.
Okay, Don, here's the best parenting advice I can give. Just be mean.
Just be mean.
I'm sorry. You have to be mean sometimes. I love them, but I don't, I got 3 of them. So we just got to be mean sometimes.
There you go.
Okay? Their lives are so much better than mine were when I was a kid that I don't feel any guilt.
That's how you have to do it. I think that's good advice. I think when a lot of parents nowadays, especially our generation, for some reason we want to be friends with our kids, and but I think that you kind of have an old school take on it. Just kind of be mean.
Yeah, I was one of 6. I was raised in the 80s. My mother calls me 4. Like I don't even.
There you go.
I have no emotion. It's like fix your own cheekbone, okay?
I am proud to say I am a stay-at-home dad with my 2-year-old son, Aiden, and let me just say it right now, it is the toughest job in the world, is it not? It is just really hard, but it is absolutely rewarding. He's the most beautiful thing in the world, and I love him. He's got blonde hair, he's got green eyes, and he is absolutely magic. And that's why tonight, I think it's appropriate that I start the bidding at 1,000. Two downs over the baby. Come on, people.
It is what it is. I feel what's going on right now. It's just so sad, and the whole world, the whole country is just so sad. And you know, I don't know what to do because I don't think there is anything you can do. You know,
Yeah,
I just wish there was not so much separatism. And I feel like right now the people running the Black Lives Matter group needs to bring more people in instead of pushing more people away. They're really drawing a line down the middle, and I think that line is not great.
Right.
Someone just walked in your room. I saw the reflection.
Yeah, she just brought in some food for me.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
What are you having for dinner there, Don?
Well, these are just my mother-in-law just made me like little pizza bagels.
What are you, 9?
So yeah, she has.
Did your mother-in-law just make you a pizza bagel?
Yes, she did. And she just brought it in right.
Is she gonna fucking burp you afterwards? What are you? Can you eat some adult food?
This is actually like a snack, like a.
Yeah. Oh, this is just a snack. Or you're snacking now? Okay.
Yeah. So she's.
Well, that was a very serious conversation that went right to pizza bagel.
I know. My bad, man.
My daughter's gonna walk in now. I can hear her coming.
See, at least you have those spidey senses. I couldn't sense that.
Eva, Nana's not here. Come on. Yeah, but she went with mommy. Come on, I want to say hi. Come on in.
So, which one is
That's
this?
already crashed. That's my daughter, Eva.
Eva. Hello, Eva.
Say hi.
How are you?
I have this for work, Eva. Can I talk to you in a couple minutes? Okay, bye.
This is great. Both of us have our family
That's
members
two.
come. Yeah, there you go. This is
Nobody
awesome.
brought me food though, Don. Food would have been nice.
They should have brought you some pizza bagels. That would have been nice.
I don't eat after 6, buddy.
That's see, I gotta like follow your lead on these things because I gotta lose some weight. I gotta start being stricter. I gotta be meaner to my
Lose some
kids.
weight, Don? Let's start by taking those pizza bagels and throwing them in the fucking garbage.
Yeah, I think they look good though. I don't know.
They do.
It's gonna be tough.
That has more carbohydrates in it than I've eaten all day. Throw those out. I'll get you on a regimen.
Because every day is a physical surprise. Yeah, every day you wake up and something happens. You know what happened to me today? I woke up and my hip popped in and out for no reason at all. No warning. I rolled back in bed, went on WebMD on the phone because that's what we do, right? I put in hip popping and out. And you know what it said? It said, "You're 40, dude. Walk it off." That's what it said.
Is there any way to make light of this?
Yeah, I mean, listen, as a comic, you can write anything that is you making light of it, but some people just aren't receptive to things being made light of right now. And I think that's the other problem. It's that cancel culture of you can't say anything anymore. You know, I used to have a whole section on growing up in Amityville and going to the an all African American high school and that experience. And
Yeah, tough for me growing up in the hood. Yeah, I went to a really rough high school. I was one of 6 white kids in my entire graduating class. Just saw my class photo. It looked like a vat of hot chocolate with a couple of marshmallows dropped in it.
my wife's like, God, can you even do that material anymore? And I don't really do it much anymore anyway, but I'm like, probably not. I mean, there'll always be one person that's gonna ooh.
Right, yeah.
You know, I mean, but you know, that's the world we live in right now, unfortunately. You can't say anything, you know.
And that's what scares me.
I said Dad's Lives Matter at a show the other day, and half the people, you know, a few weeks ago in Pennsylvania, half the people laughed, and half were like, are we allowed to laugh? Are we allowed to laugh at that?
That's what scares me. Even saying something like that at a comedy show, that's, you know,
I mean, there should be no, to get offended at a comedy show is ridiculous at this point. Just don't laugh or leave.
And I'll tell you one thing too, is that there are, I was on Amazon Prime, and I was looking at some of these comedians on there, and these woke comedians. They're not funny. they you know what I'm saying? To be funny, you got to be edgy. You got to cross the line, like Carlin said. And to cross the line means, you know, you're might offend somebody.
Well, Carlin's rolling over in his grave right now. I mean, it's Richard Pryor's rolling over in his grave. You know, none of those people, I think, would have supported any of this, to be honest with you.
No way. Lenny Bruce would have like been woke up, you know,
Yeah,
and said, what the hell? It got worse than when you know, it's actually worse, I think, than in his time.
You know, things are cyclical, and we'll see what happens. But, you know, you got to adapt. You got to adapt to survive, and, you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, if comedy's not fun in 10 years to do anymore, I won't do it. Like, if I don't have to. I'll go I'll take a slip and fall in a Walmart, you know, like a normal human being.
There you go. There you go. So now you still kind of like, are you gonna do? Some comedians are going to where other states that are open, or
I'm going to Pennsylvania tomorrow.
Oh, there you go. And yeah, because that's where you got to go to where the work is.
Yeah, it's still all outside. It's all outdoor work. You can't work inside. The problem's going to be at the end of October. Where's everybody going to work? That's when it's going to be, you know. And I think maybe they're expecting another spike, and I think it's just going to close anyway. But I mean, I am not joking. I have thought of booking my own show on my front lawn of my house.
There's some people are doing, like, they call them garage shows or whatever, or
yeah,
it's tough. And the Zoom shows are tough because you can't really get the feedback. Like,
yeah, I've done a ton of Zoom shows and I love them. If you want to book me for a Zoom show, I do. You know, I'd love to do it. Yeah, but you know, it's hard to get feedback. You build up it's like anything though, it becomes its own thing. Doing a Zoom comedy show is completely different than doing a live comedy show, and you just have to adjust as you go. But
yeah,
as long as I'm doing something, you know, I don't care what it is. I just want to do something, you know?
Right. Yeah. Well, it's been crazy times, and but I know now people can, at least they can go and on iTunes and get your CD, 50 Shades of Fatherhood.
Yes, or CD Baby. You can go on CD Baby or my website, funnytim.com. Just click on the picture and it'll take you right to it.
Tim, I appreciate you taking the time. It was great to meet the kids. Great to see you. Got some good advice.
Well, Don, thanks for having me. I appreciate it, man. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, you're awesome, dude. And I'll be in touch about the big show.
Yeah. Anytime. You let me know. I'd love to do the big show. Manorville, we're coming out.
Let's do it.
BYOB, Manorville. BYOPB. Bring your own pizza bagels. Okay.
There you go. Thanks again to Tim Krompier, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.
Hey, this is the Great Goonin saying you're watching Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up with Don Sill on Govs Radio.
Yeah! All right, so now we're all stretched and we're ready. I did my stretches off camera. I did an amazing job, right? I think I did good. I was able to get my leg up over my head. It was amazing. But anyway, now we're getting ready to go on the run with Shari, where I'm going to kind of run with her and ask her some questions. This is a first for me. It's a first for her. It's a first for Benny. And, you know, you never forget your firsts. So this is a big one for all of us. Now, Benny is going to be kind of running backwards.
I'm running with the pack, baby. I'm running with the pack. Camera on my back.
Nice.
With the pack.
He's excited. He's looking forward to doing this. He's going to be running backwards, following us. So keep a steady pace. Okay. I think Benny's going to do a good job. He's going to be filming us.
I'm all stretched and ready to go.
All right, and here we go. We're going to get ready to go on our run. All right, we're getting ready now to do our run. I'm going to do my best to keep up with you, Shari. Okay. All right, here we go. And we got Benny over here. Benny's going to be filming us running backwards. He's going to be running backwards. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
All right. So, Shari, tell us a little bit about, you know, who's your role models in comedy? Who's your stand-up heroes?
I've always loved Tracy Ullman. I love Sandra Bernhardt. I love Margaret Cho. I love Chelsea Handler. Obviously Don Sill.
Wow. I'm glad that you did say Sandra Bernhardt, because like I said, I could see that Sandra Bernhardt vibe in you, and I think that's pretty awesome.
Thank you. I do love her.
So tell me, as a new comedian, what are some of your comedy goals right now?
To just, you know, be able to headline eventually.
Wait. Oh, Jesus. Benny, you fell down. Benny, are you all right, man?
Oh, man. I can't keep up with you people. Holy crap.
Oh, Shari's gone. Shari kept going.
Oh,
all right. All right. While I'm getting Benny up, let's go to the next thing. You know what the next thing is, Benny? You know what's coming up next?
I wish I freaking knew what's going on. Yeah, my hip doctor. My hip replacement's coming up next.
This message is for Rodney, okay? Listen up, all right? You blocked us both on Facebook, you blocked us on Instagram and TikTok, okay? Now listen, I want all of our friends and family to share this, because he thought that's the last he saw of us. Guess again, okay? You gonna break her heart? I'm gonna break your jaw, Rodney, okay?
We just got done doing 2 laps around the lake. That's about what, like 6 miles? Something like that. It was easy.
Yeah, real friggin' easy.
Easy for the 2 of you.
Oh man.
Well, we're in that great shape, you know. We're in that great runner shape. But no, this has been a lot of fun. Shari, you enjoyed being a part of the show?
Oh, I'm so happy that you invited me. I love this.
This has been a blast. I really like these remote things. I know Benny loved it. Benny's got some exercise today.
You know, I wasn't sure I had the right pants on. I wasn't sure if these were running pants because I ran when I stole them. When I stole them from the store, I ran. So I thought, oh, they're my running pants.
Very nice. Well, listen, everybody, as always, thank you so much for tuning in to Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up.
Thank you,
Polen.
Shari
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being a part of this. She was awesome. She rocked. And also, remember, everybody, subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us and like us and all that good stuff. Also, Shari, where can people find you?
I'm performing at Govs and online. Anywhere I'm performing, I post online.
And we will have all the links in the body of this as well. So, everybody, thank you again. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Yeah,
and we'll
bye.
see you next time.
Don't be a boob. Subscribe to YouTube.
Nice.